Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Nathan.
And welcome to episode 8 of Our Adventures and Mousecapades.
On with the show.
On with the show.
Today, we're going to be talking about character dining.
Yes.
At Disneyland and Disney World and all the Disneys.
All the Disneys. Yep. That we have been to.
Yeah.
And some that we haven't been to.
Yeah. Just kind of a general rundown of character dining with Disney. Which I suppose brings up the first question. Alicia, what the heck is character dining?
Character dining is a specific dining experience where there are Disney characters at the restaurant along with you. They are there to basically be seen. You can get your pictures taken with them, wave at them, greet them, talk with them. It is a little bit different right now in pandemic times.
Yeah.
You are not able to have your picture taken with them. It's basically viewing them from afar and waving at them and stuff.
You can take your picture with them, but it's more of a selfie with somebody standing 8 or 12 feet
true.
behind you.
That's true.
It's not, you can't get up and hug the characters and stuff like that.
It has changed over the past few months what you are able to do at the character breakfasts. And we'll see. I'm sure it will continue to evolve and change as pandemic things change as well.
Yep. Check the Disney website or your favorite other Disney news source for what's new. Disney Food Blog, allears.net are great sources to keep up on what exactly is going on with the House of the Mouse in terms of everything that's frequently changing for pandemic and Disney's response and what they have to do to keep, cast members and guests safe.
Mm-hmm.
So we know character dining is breakfast, lunch, and or dinner, depending on the venue. And there's a bunch of characters with you. Where do they do this?
They do this all over the place. Aulani has their own character breakfast.
Out in Hawaii.
Out in Hawaii, yes. Disney World has it. Disneyland has it. They'll have it at pretty much any of the parks have one type of character dining at least. And a lot of the resorts will have options as well.
Cool. And then when does character dining happen? When do you have to have a reservation? Can you just walk up?
Reservations are highly recommended. Occasionally, there are walk-up spots available. We have walked up to character dining a couple of times before ourselves. But if you can reserve dining ahead of time, I would highly recommend that, especially if it's around the more busy times of year in the summer, around the holidays. Pretty much every time is becoming busy right now, unfortunately.
Right. And just for clarity, the time that Alicia and I were able to walk up for character dining was pre-pandemic times. It was a very slow season in the parks, and it was towards the end of the evening. And
they were about to close down the park for a member-only DVC event. Right.
And so we were able to go and have dinner, and there really wasn't a lot of people there. I mean, we basically closed the restaurant.
Yeah. And we'll talk about that experience a little bit later in this podcast because, man, it was amazing.
That was fun. That was great.
Yeah. And character dining is pretty much anytime they have breakfast options. There are lunch options. There are dinner options. Not every character dining restaurant has all of those.
Right.
But some of them do.
Yeah. So let's talk about all the character dining venues that we have available to us. And we can start, here in the U.S. at least. Let's start, let's go left to right.
Okay.
So geographically, that would be Disneyland. Oh, no. It would be
farther left.
Hawaii.
Yes. Aulani on the beautiful island of Oahu. I know it misses us so much.
So much. We were supposed to go and have an amazing vacation at Aulani in June of 2020.
Yes. It was supposed to be a 20th wedding anniversary celebration for us. We were going to renew our vows at Aulani and have family with us and have a wonderful 3-bedroom villa while we were there.
Facing the ocean. It was 2020. That spring was our 20th wedding anniversary, and it was my parents' 50th. And so they were going to come with us, and other family was going to come with us, and we had this whole big thing planned, and
something happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So last time we've been at Aulani, I think was, oh my gosh, it was like 2018 or 17.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. But they have a character breakfast there at the restaurant is called Makahiki. It is the Bounty of the Islands. And their character breakfast there it's really fun.
Yeah.
They don't just have the like Disney characters. Auntie is there and Uncle is there.
Yep.
And in the Hawaiian culture, Auntie and Uncle are a big part of, I guess, the Polynesian culture. Auntie is there singing and telling stories, and Uncle is there playing his ukulele and telling stories as well.
Yeah, the extended family is super important in that culture.
And then you have characters as well. So I believe you start the breakfast off with getting a picture with at least Mickey. I think Minnie may be there sometimes as well.
Yep.
If you aren't familiar with Aulani, it is a Disney Vacation Club resort over on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. And there's also regular hotel rooms there as well. And the nice thing about Aulani is that it is not overtly Disney.
Right.
In the decor. And the characters that are there on vacation as well. So it's kind of cool in the character breakfast. You know, Mickey and Minnie come out and it's just a really quick, hi, how you doing? You get your picture with them. And they are in their vacation garb. Yep. Beautiful tropical prints and everything. You know, Minnie has that beautiful white and yellow Hawaiian flower in her hair.
Yeah. And it's you get kind of an individual photo with Mickey or Minnie sometimes, or both, but kind of like outside the restaurant. Like they have a little photo that's taken before before you're seated.
You check in and then they bring you to the photo line, you take your picture and then
and there's a few other character dining venues that do the same thing. In California at
Goofy's Kitchen
does that. Some of the ones in Disney World, I'm trying to think if there's one in Disney World that does that. Chef Mickey?
I don't know. Well, as we go through the list, if it's one that we've been to and we remember them doing that, we'll notate it.
Yeah, but you do get at least one really nice character picture here in Aulani. That's not at a table with all your food and everything like that. So, it's really good food at Aulani, and the characters. Yeah, it's much more relaxed.
It is. Yeah, the food option has I don't know exactly what you would call it. There's a lot more options than your typical Disneyland or Disney World buffet fare. I remember there being rice and salmon and some fish, other options that I hadn't seen at any of the other buffets before.
Right. Aulani caters to a more international clientele. Yes. There's a lot of folks who come from Asia, and so they tend to cater. There's a lot more options for your meals that vary widely. Yeah.
And they have a luau there as well, where I think Mickey will show up. I'm not really quite counting that as a character dining. That's its own little separate thing.
Agreed.
But there is a luau there, and one of the characters will show up at that, which is a whole other thing and is absolutely delicious as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, don't discount the luau.
No. Right. Well, moving a little farther east to the Disneyland area, there are some other character dining experiences in the parks and the resorts. starting at, let's say, the Grand Californian over there. There's a couple different places that you can have Disney character experiences.
Yeah.
There's a really fancy one at Napa Rose.
Yeah.
Like really fancy. It's the Disney Princess Breakfast Adventure. We have not done this one.
Well, it's $125 per person.
Yes, that's kid fare or kid price and adult price. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a tough time dropping math $500 on breakfast.
Oh, we've done it before. It's actually just reading through. It's really involved and it sounds really nice. The interaction is a lot more with this type of breakfast. A lot more one-on-one interaction. Like they'll have story time with Belle. Mulan will teach warrior poses to the kids there. You actually get little tchotchkes and stuff too, like little souvenirs. I think at one time they gave like crystal necklaces away, a drawstring bag, all sorts of stuff. And the food itself is like a 3-course meal and it's like fancy food.
Holy cow.
Yeah, just the pictures online of it were very nice looking. So
okay, so I'm gonna say this sounds extremely different than any of the other character dining experiences that we've done.
Yeah, this is like luxury gourmet plus.
Yeah,
for kids. Although, yeah.
Okay, so that may go over their heads.
No, it's a little more luxury experience than what you're used to for your character dining.
Right, but I think your average 4-year-old isn't going to appreciate a full 3-course meal and
Probably not, but it's the atmosphere. It's getting the little more individual attention.
Yeah.
With the princesses.
And if you're coming away with swag.
Yeah. And all this that we're telling you all, it has changed with pandemic times.
Yeah.
Everything has been modified. You'll have to, look online, contact Disney directly to see what exactly is happening nowadays. There is also actually another character breakfast or character dining experience in Grand Californian at Storytellers Cafe. Now, we have done a variation of the one that they have there now. Right now, it is Mickey's Tales of Adventure, and they have breakfast and brunch.
Okay.
I remember we have been there before, and it was centered around Chip and Dale. Like, I remember we have buttons that have Chip and Dale on it.
Oh.
And I think we just went there for breakfast one day, and this was one of the ones that we just went in.
Yeah.
Walked up for breakfast.
This helps me because I don't remember this hardly at all. I remember eating in Storytellers. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the characters being there.
Yeah, Chip and Dale were there. I know it was 2013. It was our first Disney trip with Sterling.
Got it.
And we were there, and I think it was just them walking around. It was your breakfast buffet type thing.
Right.
And yeah, what they have now is Mickey's Tales of Adventure. And obviously Mickey is going to be there. And the characters that are there are going to rotate around. I know Chip and Dale are usually there.
Yeah.
Minnie may be there. Donald, Goofy may show up. They change quite a bit. They rotate on who shows up at these.
Got it. Yeah, so keep that in mind. If you see online and somebody went to a character dining experience and they saw, Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Daisy, so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so, that doesn't guarantee that those exact characters will be there when you come through.
Yeah.
There's usually a core set of 4 that are pretty consistently always there for a given experience. And then there may be, a handful of others that randomly rotate through on occasional days. And you're not going to know who's going to be there.
Yep. Now, I think that's it for the character dining experiences at Grand Californian.
Yeah.
At Disneyland Hotel is Goofy's Kitchen.
I liked this one.
Goofy's Kitchen was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We've gone, I think, maybe twice.
I'd go again.
Yeah, we may visit that in April. We'll see.
Oh.
Goofy's Kitchen is one of the ones that starts out where you get your picture taken ahead of time with Goofy in his chef gear.
Yes.
And he also, if I remember correctly, gives you a recipe card of his famous peanut butter and jelly pizza. And I think there may be a couple other recipe cards available as well.
Yeah.
But yes, so this one was nice. We saw a lot of characters at this one.
Yeah.
I remember Aladdin coming over to the table, and he talked to Caitlin quite a bit, and she got quite flustered at this experience for some reason.
Aladdin was cute.
Aladdin was cute. I'm trying to think how old Caitlin was. 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else was there? That's the one that's sticking out just because of the reaction from Caitlin.
I remember the food being really good.
The food was good. It had the peanut butter jelly pizza. I think Sterling tried that one.
Yeah.
He was 2.
Yeah.
I think.
He's not going to remember.
No.
I don't remember it. I remember him trying it. I remember looking at that and going, huh, that's a thing.
Yes.
Not for me.
Yeah. And this has your typical, bacon and eggs and Mickey waffles and pancakes and
anywhere with Mickey waffles is thumbs up in my book.
And I think they had, maybe you could do omelets to order. A lot of the buffet places will have some sort of thing like that to order.
Yep, absolutely.
But menus will change, just check and see if it's something you want to do.
It seems to me, I think it compares to a certain degree to Mickey's Kitchen in the contemporary. I think people will draw comparisons between Goofy's Kitchen and Mickey's Kitchen. And to me, Goofy's Kitchen hands down is better. The food was better. The food in Disneyland is better.
Yes.
Period. Across the board. You see a lot of the same characters, but the ambiance is not as loud. It's just better. It's a notch above.
In our opinion.
In my opinion.
In your opinion.
Maybe it's not yours, but in my opinion, yeah. Goofy's Kitchen is just do it. It's good.
It's fun. At least once. And,
Absolutely.
And dining is very subjective.
Yeah.
It's going to be whatever you like. And you are paying a little more of a premium for character dining. You're not paying specifically for the food. You're paying for the experience.
Right.
That's the premium upcharge, I would say. You're not paying specifically you're paying for the experience and the ambiance and all that.
Right. Yeah. If you just want to have breakfast, do not pay for character dining.
Yeah.
Because it's probably twice as much as what you're going to pay if you just want the food.
Yeah.
So know that going in. Also at Disneyland, in the parks is the Plaza Inn, and they have Minnie and Friends breakfast.
Now we've done this one before, and it was a hoot because of the huge range of characters that were there. I think it has changed since we've been, but we saw so many at this one. We had Captain Hook, we had Fairy Godmother, we had Rafiki, Max, Goofy's son, for those of you who don't know who Max is. Oh, who else?
Tigger was there.
Tigger was there.
That was the one. That was the one where we were like, "Oh, Tigger's here! Caitlin's gonna flip out!"
Yeah.
And she was like, "This is weird. Why am I?"
Tigger pulled her up, and they started bouncing. And because Tigger bounces.
Oh yeah,
he's Tigger.
Absolutely. But as those of you, if you heard our last episode, it turns out that Caitlin doesn't really want to be bothered by characters during her mealtime.
Yep.
She wants to focus on the Mickey waffles and hash browns. So get out of her way.
Yes. That's okay. I love character breakfast.
Yeah.
Or character meals. I will do them every time we are there.
Yep.
It's just a lot of fun. Yeah, so the Plaza Inn is now Minnie and Friends breakfast, and Minnie's obviously going to be there. And I think she'll probably have 4 or 5 of her friends with her.
Yep.
And it will vary from day to day.
Yep. Looking online, we were looking at some of the characters the other day and kind of preparing for this. It sure seems like a lot of the optional characters that sometimes come through that breakfast it seems like the time that we went, they were all there.
Yeah, there was so many. And I haven't listed all of them because I don't remember them off the top of my head.
But there's probably 7 or 8 characters that came through.
Yeah. When we do our trip report, our walkthrough, we'll go through and list all of them because I remember we took so many pictures.
Yeah. At a typical character breakfast, you're going to probably have 4 or 5 characters come
I think
through.
there were 8 or 9 at least through this one. There was a lot. Yep. And I believe that is it for the Disneyland Resort character
as of
dinings. As of today.
Subject to change.
Yes. There did used to be another one. The PCH Grill. I think that's right.
Yeah, Pacific Coast Highway.
It was at that other hotel that we haven't been to yet. They had Donald Duck had his own character breakfast. It was a Donald Duck seaside beach breakfast.
I should know this.
It's like Pacific something. I don't know.
My buddy Brian is probably yelling at his computer right now, is telling me the name of that hotel because that's his favorite hotel.
Oh, it's Paradise Pier Hotel.
That's it. Sorry, Brian. I should have remembered that.
I was thinking it was something else. I was like, no, Paradise in my head. I was like, no, Paradise Pier is at California Adventure.
I think.
But now it's Pixar Pier.
Yeah. But that hotel is over on that side of the park.
Yes, it is. Yeah. They have closed that grill permanently.
Oh, no.
And it's not going to be a Disney grill or Disney restaurant anymore. So that Donald's breakfast is not there anymore. I know Donald is probably throwing a fit over that. Just knowing him and his temperament, he's not happy about that.
Yeah. I have thoughts right now of trying to do a very angry Donald Duck impersonation, but it's going to come out horribly.
Yeah, please don't.
And I'm restraining myself. So you're welcome.
Just imagine Donald throwing a bit of an unhappy fit about not having his beachside breakfast buffet anymore.
Yeah, he throws an unhappy fit about anything.
Yep.
In everything that he's in. I'm not a huge Donald Duck fan.
Aw, I'm sorry.
No skin off my back.
I like Donald okay, but I love Daisy.
It's too bad she's saddled with Donald.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they make a nice pair.
Yin and yang.
Quack, quack, bicker, bicker, quack, quack, bicker, bicker.
All right. I think that's it for, so that's it for Disneyland. We've been to Aulani. We've been to Hawaii. We've been to California. Continuing east, next stop on our Whistle Stop tour is Florida.
Florida Disney World has a lot of different character dining experiences.
Indeed, they do.
Let's start off at the parks.
Okay.
So Epcot has a couple. It has one of my absolute favorites there as well. In Norway, they have a character dining that we have not been to. And I do not know how to pronounce this. Akershus? Akershus Royal Banquet Hall. This is a princess breakfast, and it has Belle and Snow White, Aurora, Ariel, and Cinderella. It is a breakfast buffet, and it is Norwegian-inspired lunch and dinner.
Cool. Good job with the name. I'm not gonna.
I'm sure I butchered it.
Now, is that location open for lunch and or dinner? It's only characters in the morning for breakfast?
No, it's characters for all of them.
Oh, okay.
They have a breakfast buffet, but the lunch and dinner is Norwegian inspired.
Got it. Sorry, I misunderstood.
It's all right.
I can't read my notes or your notes, as the case may be.
Yep, my typing. The other character dining experience Epcot favorite in Epcot is at the Land at Garden Grill.
So good.
And
so good.
It is so good. It is actually in the middle of a ride. It's in the middle of the land or living with the land.
Yep.
It is a rotating restaurant, not like super fast or anything. It's not going to fling you off the side of it. And they offer breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We have only been for breakfast, but very much enjoyed it.
It was a memorable meal.
Yes.
For a lot of different reasons.
Yep.
But The character experience there is just, even in pandemic times, you don't get super close to the characters. Sometimes it can feel like you see them once, maybe twice. With the Land Garden Grill, and the characters are there multiple times. They're coming up, they're having fun. And the food is so good. It's not a buffet. This is family style, so they bring a selection of breakfast foods and whatnot to your table. But the meal is so good. And the characters are all it's like Farmer Mickey. And
yep. They're dressed up in their farmer gear.
I think Chip and Dale are there.
Mickey, Chip and Dale, Pluto, I think are the 4 that are there. And one of the interesting things is they will actually use some of the food, some of the plants, the produce.
Right.
That they have at Living with the Land. That will show up in your meal. If
you're having a salad at Garden Grill, like that lettuce came from the salad that you see, the hydroponic salad, or hydroponic lettuce that you see growing as you're on the ride through that tour.
And the restaurant itself slowly rotates around. There's a scene like you'll hear the rooster crowing, you'll hear a dog barking. It's just a really nice experience. Yeah. When we were in Disney World this past August, they did not have breakfast available at the Garden Grill. And we wanted to go to breakfast.
Epcot's not even opening right now until 11 o'clock.
Yeah. And I think we just didn't want to do lunch. Like we wanted to go there specifically for the breakfast. So not this past time. We'll go again though. It's very good. It's our favorite.
Absolutely.
Moving on to Hollywood Studios. Their character experience is Hollywood and Vine. And we've been a couple of times here. It is so much fun.
This is the walk-up dinner that we were alluding to.
Yes.
Was at Hollywood and Vine. It was right around or right before Halloween. I think it was mid.
Yeah, it was early October.
Yeah.
Like the first week or so of October. And I happened to be down there for a work conference.
Yep.
And anytime that happens, you will bet I'm going to add a couple of personal days on to just play around in the parks. And Nathan decided, hey, I'll fly down and join you for that part.
Pretty much if Alicia has a work conference that's anywhere near Anaheim or Orlando, I will conveniently find my way into her luggage and show up to enjoy the festivities with her. So yeah, this was, we walked up later in the evening.
It happened to coincide with a DVC member night where if you were a DVC member and you signed up ahead of time, you could go into Hollywood Studios that evening.
Right. And we are Disney Vacation Club owners actually out at Aulani. So we were able to do that event, but we had dinner and it was, holy cow. I know we've said it so many times, but the cast members really create magic. We ended up effectively kind of closing the restaurant. We were some of, if not the last guests in there for the evening. And all of the characters were dressed up in holiday, costumes and whatnot.
Halloween costumes. Yes.
And we were having fun.
Yes.
Like I remember at one point, Donald and Daisy went off in a corner and started smooching.
Yeah, they were like canoodling over in the corner. Like Donald would pull out the chair for Daisy and nobody was around. I mean, this was just them going off doing their own little thing. And it was so freaking cute to see. And this is the one I remember. Daisy came over to our table. She went and saw you first.
Yes.
And I took your picture with her and everything. And then you said to her,
I said, hey, Daisy, I just want to let you know that you are my wife's favorite character. And just
it was so funny. Her head shot up, looked at me, and kind of looked at the tables around and basically like shoved chairs out of the way to come over to me and say hi, give me a hug and everything. And it was so awesome. I loved it so much.
It was
and
fun.
she's her, typical sassy self.
Yes.
Yeah.
And all of the characters were just goofing around.
They
And
really were.
And their handlers, the other cast members, and the wait staff and everybody else, like everybody was just laughing their heads off.
I think we were, if not the last people in there, one of the last. There may have been like one other couple. There were no kids in there. It was just adults.
And we were leaning into it too.
Yes.
Like, it's funny. Like, we're both functional introverts and we kind of keep to ourselves, but you get us around some of these characters and start having these fun interactions, like all bets are off.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was one experience that we've had there. It was very memorable.
Yeah.
We also went this past August. We were there, and I guess it was Halloween time again, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. They had just started the Halloween stuff.
And it was still, they stayed back because it was pandemic stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I remember Goofy came over and Pluto came over, and they did their very best with the character experience. They were still interactive with us, just like not standing up and taking your picture with them.
Right.
And I'm trying to think if we've been there for a holiday.
I don't
like
think
Christmas time.
I don't think so.
I know there's the Minnie's holiday dine as well. They'll dress up for the different holidays, Halloween and Christmas time. Hollywood and Vine is a buffet style as well. I believe it went to family style or ordering an entree for the pandemic.
Okay.
When we were there August, we ordered specific entrees, if I remember correctly.
I think we did.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if they go back to a buffet style or if they stick with the entree style.
My personal favorite for a lot of those is family style.
Yeah, I do like the family style.
Yeah. But anyhow, that's neither here nor there.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. We have no,
we'll go with the flow.
Exactly.
We will continue to go
Exactly.
to the character dining experiences, no matter what they do.
Yep.
The next one we have is my favorite character dining experience is Tusker House at Animal Kingdom.
I think it's my mom's favorite too.
Yeah. And they do breakfast, lunch, and dinner for character dining. I think we've only gone for breakfast there. We seem to like doing character breakfasts rather than anything else.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a personal preference. It's what we like. Breakfasts tend to be a little less expensive as well.
Yes. Yeah, it gets more pricey, and for lunch and definitely for dinner, and I think it's a good way to start the day. It's not as pressure filled.
Yeah.
Where you've been trying to do a bunch of stuff, and then you're trying to make this time for this experience, and then you need to hop right back out.
Yeah.
It seems to me like we will typically do a scheduled breakfast if we're gonna schedule breakfast. Like, we'll do a breakfast and then we'll do lunch on the fly.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a dinner,
Yeah.
like a sit down dinner.
And we've said before, we do like the sit down food experience. Oh, and pro tip with character dining breakfasts, you can typically get a pre-park opening time for a breakfast.
Yes.
So you can go into the parks before they open if you have a reservation.
Right.
So if you eat fast, you can like be in and out. Or you can take your time and enjoy the meal.
Right.
But you'll be in the park ready to go.
Right.
So Tusker House does breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep.
And the characters are in their safari outfits. So darn cute. I just love it so much. And the breakfast that we've had there has a little bread pastry plate that they bring ahead of time. They have bread that looks like
a zebra.
Zebra bread. Yeah, it kind of looks like spots on a cheetah or something too. I don't know, it's just yummy. And they have rice with some, I don't know if it's a type of curry or anything. It's a little spicy, but man, it is so good.
Yeah.
And the waffles that they have are not just Mickey waffles.
Yeah, they have Simba waffles.
They are Simba waffles. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And then the bacon and eggs. Sorry, I keep cutting you off here. Go for it.
No, it's not. I was just going to say, like, Tusker House has a good mix of there's some African flavors. There's some African foods mixed in with the traditional like U.S. breakfast stuff. So don't be scared off. Like if you're thinking like spicy rice, oh no, like it's not. You have lots of options.
Yeah.
And do yourself a favor and try some of that new stuff because you're gonna probably like it.
Yeah, it was really good. And it used to be a buffet style where you would just go up and get it. When we went this past year, it was family style. They brought it to you.
Yeah. So again, as things change, we'll see, how much of these shift back. I'll say it again. I really hope they keep the family styles that they've shifted away from buffet.
In some restaurants, yeah. Next one is at Magic Kingdom. There are two. The first is Cinderella's Royal Table, and it is breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And this is a little bit pricier. I don't have the price written down. I think it's probably around the 100 price range. And it's a little bit fancier where you will meet Cinderella before you go up. This is also inside the castle.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
And that's really the highlight of it is like, I'm having a meal inside the castle.
With the princesses.
Right. And you go up and you have a picture before you go in or before you go up to the dining room with Cinderella, and then you'll see all of the other princesses and everything during the meal, and Cinderella as well. It is not the most. You're not paying for the food.
Yeah,
I mean you're paying for the food, but it's the princess characters experience. It's the the ambiance of eating in the castle.
Mm-hmm.
The food isn't necessarily there aren't. How do I want to say this? The food isn't really there to write home about.
It's fancier fare. It is fancier fare, but it's not signature restaurant quality,
right?
In my opinion.
But you're paying signature restaurant.
You're paying
prices.
signature restaurant prices.
Yeah.
It's good to do at least once, especially if you have little ones who
absolutely
love the princesses. It was really quite an experience when we went. So when we happened to go, it was your birthday of September 9th, 2009. And so we went up there. We saw Cinderella ahead of time. She was wonderful talking with Caitlin.
Mm-hmm.
And just
Caitlin was 4.5.
Yeah. And just, helping placate Caitlin's character fears. Shyness, yeah. And then when we were in the restaurant, I don't think it was breakfast. I think it was lunch.
Yeah.
All the characters came around. They gave Caitlin kisses on the cheek, and she had lipstick marks from their lipstick on her cheek. And they gave Nathan a happy birthday card.
Yes.
He didn't get kisses on the cheek.
If I remember correctly, there were lipstick kisses on the card, though.
They did. Yes, there was lipstick kisses on the card. They wished you a happy birthday.
Yeah.
It was just a really neat experience being in the castle itself.
Yeah.
And I know you can be in there for dinner time. I don't know if you can be in there when the fireworks are going off. I'm not sure.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah. I don't know. That's a great question.
That would be one heck of an experience for sure.
Yeah. My guess is no.
No, because you have the projection and everything going on too. All right. So that is the Cinderella's Royal Table.
Yep.
And you are also given either a magic wand or a sword or as a keepsake for your visit too, which is kind of neat. There is also in Magic Kingdom the Crystal Palace, and I believe this one had like the Winnie the Pooh and Friends.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And shame on me, I don't have my notes if this is breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So
you can look up online.
Look it up. When we went in August, they did not have a character experience going on at this place. It was temporarily suspended.
Yep. But the rectangle of knowledge can find all the information that you need on character experiences at the Crystal Palace restaurant, Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, some of the ones that we're talking about are currently suspended. There's still restaurants that have not opened from the pandemic.
Yeah. Although that list is getting shorter and shorter.
Shorter and shorter every day. Yep. Moving on to the Grand Floridian, 1900 Park Fair.
Oh, I loved this character dining experience.
It was a lot of fun. We did the supercalifragilistic breakfast there before our trip onto the Disney Fantasy.
Yeah. We saw Mary Poppins. I think she had her own little photo area that you went to during your meal.
I know Alice did as well. I remember that.
Yeah. That was fun. The characters are so good.
Yes.
So interactive. Mad Hatter was there. Tigger was there. Caitlin's favorite. Although she was probably, leave me alone. I want to have my waffle. Winnie the Pooh was there. I want to say there may have been another character or two. I think those are the kind of characters that are usually there. I think there was a couple, a special guest. When we get to the trip report for that one, we'll have pictures and we'll know.
Exactly. They do a breakfast buffet there, and they also offer custom omelets.
Yep.
And at 1900 Park Fair, they also have Cinderella's Happily Ever After dinner.
Ooh, fancy.
This one actually sounds really cool because it has Lady Tremaine, Anastasia, and Drizella. I want to see Anastasia and Drizella so bad. We have never seen them as characters in any of the parks that we've been to.
We have.
We have? I totally don't remember it.
They're always at the, but they're over by Peter Pan.
I don't think I've ever seen them, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've seen them.
I totally would have gone over there and talked with them.
Oh.
I think their character interactions that we've seen just like watching on YouTube are hilarious. They are so funny. I don't know. Maybe it was one of the days where I was in a funk and just didn't notice it or something. Who
or maybe
knows?
It was Caitlin and I were running somewhere and you were with Sterling and like we went past. And,
that may have been it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Cinderella's Happily Ever After dinner. Cinderella is there. Prince Charming is there. Lady Tremaine, Anastasia, and Drizella.
Yep.
And it is a buffet dinner. It has seafood and pasta and beef and all sorts of other yummy stuff too.
And we haven't done that one.
We have not done that one. No.
But it sounds good.
It does sound good. Yeah, we mainly do the breakfast stuff.
Yes.
Moving on over to contemporary for Chef Mickey's.
And we've talked about this one before. Mm-hmm. It is similar to kind of Goofy's Kitchen in California. This is Mickey's Kitchen. And, it's a buffet. It's standard, U.S. breakfast stuff.
Yep.
Breakfast staples, if you will. And it's good. There's lots of characters. It's in the middle of the contemporary resort. Yeah. So you're in the middle of that A-frame. It can get a little loud.
Yeah, it can definitely get loud.
You've got the monorail going through every so often, which isn't too loud, but there's a cacophony of sounds and sights and everything else. It can get a little distracting. It's the other character experiences to me are a little bit more focused. This one is just kind of lots of things happening around you, and hopefully you catch up most of it. Yeah.
It's good. We've done it a couple of times. I don't know that we'll go back to it.
Probably not.
There's others that we haven't been to that we want to go to.
Yes.
Like, for instance, Storybook Dining at Artist Point with Snow White at Wilderness Lodge.
Yes.
I would love to go to this one.
Yeah.
So Snow White is at this. Dopey is at it. Grumpy may be at it too. And the Evil Queen is there as well.
We've seen some videos of the Evil Queen. Mm-hmm. Basically all of the villains.
The villains are so awesome.
If you want to have license to just be friendly but rude to somebody as a character at Disney, go be a villain. It looks so fun. Yep. It looks so fun.
The food looks really good for this place as well. I think it may just be lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
It looks good.
And then one of the other breakfasts that we have been to is at the new Riviera Resort. It's up at Topolino's Terrace, which is hands down one of the best dining at dinner that we have ever had. Yeah. Their dinner is just,
It was so good.
it was so good. Their breakfast
Wasn't quite along the lines of the type of breakfast that we like.
Right.
Their character dining is breakfast only.
Right.
And it has Painter Mickey, Poet Minnie, Dancer Daisy, and Sculptor Donald.
Right. We've been once. And it was during COVID fun.
Mm-hmm.
We were not in a good spot.
No.
And the characters weren't really anywhere close to us.
Yeah.
In fact, I forget who it was, but like one of them completely skipped our area. And the food is much more European in character, in style, for breakfast. And, you know, we've said it several times. We just like hearty, good American U.S. kind of breakfast. You know, your waffles, your sausage, your bacon, your eggs and hash browns and that kind of stuff. And this is just more European. It's not quite our style.
It was delicious.
It was really good.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Yeah. I think we were mostly turned off by the character experience. It was really poor for us that time.
Yes. I would say, honestly, it's probably one of the worst character dining experiences that we have had.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It was just, we did not have a good view of the characters.
Right.
We didn't get to see everybody easily. Like looking through the pictures when we were taking this, I could barely get a good picture shot of any of them.
Yeah.
And they just didn't stop by our area at all.
I would be willing to give this another try once character dining is more interactive like it has historically been, where they're able to come over to a table. And, you know, this is something to point out, like it's luck of the draw where you're getting seated.
Yep.
And especially here during COVID times, you know, you may be a row back or, you know, a table or two removed from where the character, like the main aisle, where the characters go. And so you could have an amazing experience because the characters are, you know, 6 feet away from you, or you could have a kind of block experience because the characters are 20 plus feet away from you.
And their outfits are really, really cute.
Oh yeah. Like I was kind of disappointed because I wanted to have a better character experience because the outfits are amazing. So I think this is one I am definitely willing to give another shot.
Yeah.
But it's going to be
once everything's quote unquote back to normal.
Yeah.
Next on our list is at the Boardwalk. It is the Bon Voyage Adventure Breakfast.
Fancy name there.
And it has, this is fun. It has Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, Ariel and Prince Eric.
That's cool.
That sounds really neat.
We haven't done this one.
We have not done this one.
But it exists.
It exists. Yeah. Over at the Boardwalk. Yep. Another one, let's see, we have at the Polynesian at Ohana. This is not going on right now. This is another one that is suspended. I don't have the name of it written down, but it's the character dining breakfast at Ohana. And Stitch is there, and Lilo is there.
I remember that.
Yeah.
They were fun.
We did that. Yeah, it was fun.
And aren't there Stitch waffles?
Yes, I believe there are Stitch waffles.
Yeah.
And they have their famous bread, which I can't remember what it's called, but it is delicious and sweet and yummy.
Yeah. We, having been to Hawaii multiple times, living here on the West Coast, we really love that cuisine. And you have a chance to have some more of it at the Polynesian. Yep. Along with Pog Juice.
Yep. Oh, I love Pog Juice so much. Let's see. The last one we have on here is at the Beach Club at Cape May Cafe. Another character dining experience.
Do you know who's at that one?
I don't. I didn't write it down either.
It's okay. Breakfast, dinner. Yes.
Maybe.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Again.
Food.
Yes, you can. The rectangle of knowledge holds all the answers for those questions you seek to be answered. Man, that was a real horrible run-on sentence. I apologize. I tried.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well. There's also on property, but at a non-Disney resort at the Four Seasons, they have a good morning breakfast with Goofy. Do you know if there's other characters besides Goofy there?
I'm sure there is at least. They usually don't just have one character at the breakfasts or at the breakfast. They usually have a couple others.
Cool. So yeah, I think that's kind of a quick, well, not so quick, overview of character dining at Disney here in the US. There's hits, there's misses in our opinion. Everybody's experience is going to be unique and different. I think what I would recommend is try it.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and try them out. They may be some things that you don't want to do again, but except for that one experience that we had, you're probably not going to find, you're not going to have a meal where you go like, oh, I should have not done this.
Yeah.
And even then, we've had such amazing experiences. It was just surprising to not have that level of what we've experienced met. And it was just kind of like, oh, I guess, they're real people too. So,
yeah, and everybody has their good and bad days. We can't expect to have amazing experiences every time, though we usually do.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've been lucky.
Yeah. And we will continue to have wonderful character dining experiences in the future.
Yes. We've been lucky, and the cast members are amazing.
Yes.
So I'm not going to blame the cast members on the global pandemic.
No, definitely not.
They're doing the best they can.
Yep.
All right. I think that about wraps it up for this week.
I think so.
So we are not travel agents, and while we can offer our opinions and suggestions, we recommend working with an amazing travel agent to procure your perfect vacation.
If you have any questions or suggestions, please email us at podcast@adventuresandmousecapades.com. And you can follow us on social at Our Mousecapades. And please take a moment and rate and review in your podcast app so you can help people find us.
Enjoy your character breakfast or lunch or dinner.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.